You are watching a Kargbofilms production.
I felt like this was the perfect time for Get Back from 2 years ago.
Ball game! North Gwinnett advancing! East Coweta! Season complete!
Their student section, I wasn't expecting them to know our names. So it was like, oh, they know my names.
If you're not in the right place, then they gonna keep you out of that place. Like, they gonna make sure they get in your head.
But like I said, I just don't feel like I wasn't ready personally to be done.
Man, when we talked about legacy, we talked about what are you gonna do differently than other teams hadn't done.
In the region, we finished, after we played Nunu, we finished third place because McEachern was first, Campbell was second, and we was in third.
We wanted to beat Campbell. We've never beat Campbell since our freshman year, so that's really all we wanted to do was beat Campbell, you know. That day we played, we were watching McEachern and Pebblebrook. We were thinking McEachern was gonna win, but you know, Pebblebrook ended up winning by 2 points. So we were like, oh, we got this. We finna beat Campbell again, and just upset.
So the Campbell game, we had just beat Campbell, like, I'd probably say a week before, maybe a week. I don't even think it was a week. But we beat them the game we played them before that. And then, so we was coming into the game like, oh, we have to win because McEachern and Pebblebrook played right before us. We watched that whole game and Pebblebrook won. And we was so hyped because we knew we was finna win now because Pebblebrook, that's an easy game for us. Because every time we played them, we beat them by 10, 15, whatever. So they won. They beat McEachern upset.
I wouldn't say we underestimated them. We just when we play, it's like we don't play how we know how to play all 4 quarters. We start off slow and then we'll pick it up and then we'll drop down and then we'll pick it up again, but by the time it'll be too late.
Our defense got us a lot. Overall, we were doing good on offense, attacking, shooting. We were getting rebounds. I think our defense killed us.
When the season started, I had, been saying it. I felt like the teams were even this year all the way around. When we had Westlake in our region, I just always felt that wasn't fair. They needed to do something with them, even though we were 7A, they couldn't go no higher. But I mean, they would just always beat everybody for the girls. So once they moved them out, I felt like it was very even all the way around, and the girls and the boys had a great chance.
I was upset after the Campbell game, but at the same time, I really wanted to beat McEachern because we had lost to them twice. So it was like I really wanted to beat McEachern. So it was like, now we gotta get ready for the McEachern game. And then going into that McEachern game, I was like, we gotta win. So, because we had lost to them by 2 the first time, and then we lost to them by 3 in overtime. So I just really wanted to win.
I really wanted to beat them bad because we had already lost to them twice. In the first game, we played McEachern. I didn't play because I was injured. My thumb messed up. So I couldn't play that game. And then second game came out. We had a pretty good game. We lost by 3 in overtime. The first game we lost by 2 points. No overtime. But I just wanted to beat them so bad because we was right there every time. And they not an unbeatable team. I don't think anybody is. So I really wanted to win. But
we just got to beat McEachern. We didn't want to go down, back to the 4th seed because we know we had to play some good competition in the other regions. So it was just like, we got to beat McEachern. We got to perform well. started out slow, like very slow. I didn't know what was happening, but we had to get it together because this was the game to determine what seed we would go in.
We started off like bad. Like we started off slow, and we didn't start. I think we was down 14 going into halftime.
Layla had a great game. The second game, she really kept us in the game. Like we was down. I think she's the one who tied the game to take us into overtime.
Damn.
That game, what led to the loss, really?
Defense. We changed it. We changed the defense, so it was like we messed up in some areas. So it's like we wasn't. How can I say it? We wasn't executing the defense.
Okay.
So it's like if we have a strong side and then the back side would be weak because we're overplaying. So it's like they found a way to get through our defense because we wasn't executing it right.
They knew this year would be different, and I think they just knew they would go in second or third this year, not fourth again like they had done the past 3 years. So I think it really did bother them.
So again, those things, being a little slow on senior night, losing the Noonan game, right? I think those were things that woke the team back up, right? And so we're going into the region tournament. We had 10 days. We went through a 10-day boot camp, and man, we were ready. We were ready to actually, put our feet in the sand and make sure that we lock in. And so that was the mindset. We lock in and we're going to make history.
So the history that has been here for East Coweta in the region play, it's always they go out first, or they can't get past the second team, or they don't even get close to make, or they go out 0 wins, or they don't get close to making it to the championship. So I feel like we totally up the tempo for that.
Man, when we talked about legacy, we talked about what are you going to do differently than other teams hadn't done. So to go and play in the Sweet 16, that was already done. We did that 2 years ago, and they were part of it, right? So what we hadn't done is get to the playoffs with a home game, right? So 4 years ago, when JK was a freshman, we was a 4 seed. When he was a sophomore, we was a 3 seed. When he was a junior, we was another 3 seed, right? So this year, we were trying to finish 1 or 2. So we ended up beating McEachern, which is another top 5 team in the state at the time, and you know, it put us into that championship game.
The McEachern game, we knew that it was gonna be a tight game. Like we was gonna have to, everybody gonna have to strap up their boots. Everybody was gonna have to play. So we went into the game with a team mindset and a dog mentality. Like if we win this game, we get a home game at home, which ain't never happened, and we get to play for a region championship, which ain't never happened. So we kept up with them the whole game, then boom. Once we beat them, we was like, oh yeah, we good now. We making history for East Coweta, which ain't never happened down here in the country. So I was like, yeah, sure.
Oh, I was happy for them, man. Like, for long as we been there, McEachern been kicking their tail. You know what I mean? You know, McEachern been to school to try to beat. So for them to get that win over them and the game means so much, yeah, I was happy for them, man. You know, I was just happy for them. You know, it was a good thing for them.
Oh man, it was dynamic, exciting. It just to beat a team of McEachern's magnitude, because 4 years ago they beat us when they had Sharif Cooper and Okora and a couple of pros and high power 5 D1 kids. So for us to win that game, it was such an excitement, such a time filled with joy to actually overcome. You know, that game is such a big platform.
In the Pebblebrook game, I was like zoned in. After the McEachern game, I was zoned in. I was sort of to myself because I knew like it was gonna be something that ain't nobody did before. So I knew I had to have my team. I knew my team had to have me in that game.
War. Pebblebrook beat us twice. We knew we gave up when we went there, right? It was down 60-60, ended up losing. So we knew the formula, what we need to do, and how we need to go about it. So we felt like this was war, and this is for the trophy. So that's what we were going into it with that type of mindset.
We owed them. I felt like we owed them. We went to their crib, we lost by 8. We had them all the way to the 4th quarter, and they just started going on a run. And they came in our house, beat us. So definitely, we needed to owe them win. We needed to win that game.
Me not being there the first time they played, me being back, I definitely thought that we could win now that I'm here.
And do you feel like you got the resume?
On that face, Pebblebrook?
Yeah. Nah, not at all. Not at all. This group of kids, man, you know, and a lot of them, at least about 5 or 6, half of the team, they hang out at my house a lot. So we get to talk after the games, and I get to hear them talk about how they felt about different situations. So I knew they all wanted it. Like each and every game, they wanted each and every game, like every last one of them. Then nobody feel like they could just run over anybody. You know, they tried to prepare themselves the best way they could off the floor mentally. You know, I would hear them in there talking about it. I would see them watching film, you know what I mean? Just on their own. So I wouldn't say they underestimated Pebblebrook at all.
Well, no advantage, because you're talking about Pebblebrook being the 15th or 20th ranked team in the nation. Number 1 or 2 throughout the whole year as far as, you know, leading the state. So you're talking about a team that plays on a very high level, Power 5 and Division I signees every year. So no, we didn't have any advantage, but I do know that we knew we were going into the game that we can play with them, and we were confident that we can get the job done.
Last year, I feel like it wasn't enough heart. It wasn't enough want to. It was just, we was out here playing. Some people were kind of nervous to play in an environment like that, play a team name like that. So, and this year I feel like we was ready when nobody backing down. We was gonna, even if we win or lost, we was gonna put up a fight either way. JK performed that game. The start, he had a little rocky start, but then I talked to him, we talked to him. I was like, bro, just get out your head. It's time to go. It's go time. Then after that, he started making good highlight plays, performance plays, good plays for the team.
I think he did well. You know, I think he did well defensively. You know, I would like for him to, you know, like I always tell him, take more shots. You can shoot. You know, you got to attack the rim so you can become a threat.
We had a good performance. We was leading most of the game. We playing good defense, team. We really turning the ball over. Coach was telling us between third and fourth, like keep our foot on the gas, like keep rebounding, and keep going hard, playing defense, playing as a team.
He was like, okay, this where all the hard work come in. This where the 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning come in. So y'all got this, y'all in shape enough. So just do what y'all been doing the whole first, second, third quarter, and y'all gonna win this game.
They won the first, second, third quarter, so they kind of were right there at it. So I don't have any complaints about it. You know, it just the fourth quarter just kind of got away from them. You know.
So for 29 minutes, we played great basketball. For 29 minutes, we had 3 minutes that we gave up layups and 5 offensive rebounds that made the difference in the game. So, you know, for 29 minutes, we stuck to the game plan. For the last 3 minutes, we kind of got away from it, and it hurt us. It cost us. So we beat Pebblebrook for 29 minutes, but Pebblebrook played 32 minutes, and for 3 minutes, they outplayed us for those last 3 minutes, and those are the 3 minutes that mattered.
The main problem was, as they started making their run, we started kind of shutting down and not regrouping, and then they started getting a lot of rebounds, and we just didn't convert off when they was getting rebounds and scoring.
They didn't box out. I think Pebblebrook had a whole bunch of, at least about 4 or 5 offensive putback. So, you know, they already had some shooters. So when your shooters miss, somebody got to be in position to get the rebound. So we just got out-rebounded, you know, on the offensive boards. And they had a guy that was just tipping the ball in at least 3 or 4 times. And it don't take much. You know, once you get up 6 to 8 and you're already going back and forth, you know, you're in trouble.
I was like, man, they coming back, but we can't lose our composure. We right here. It's 3-4 minutes to go. We still tied. We got to make a breakaway and take off.
I was thinking that I thought we was gonna win until like 3 minutes left of the fourth quarter when we just like.
What do you think killed y'all the most that game that ended up making y'all lose?
We just cracked as a team as a whole, really. I don't think it had nothing to do with rebound. It just we cracked.
I just think, like you say, a loss of a focus, right? Understanding who's on the floor and what's the advantage of the players on the floor. I think the kid wore number 15, man, he was big for them. Pick and rolls, finish, caught 1 or 2 off the rim, had a fast break dunk with the get back and offensive rebound. He scored 10 points in the fourth quarter, and we lost, I think, by 6 or by 9 or something like that. So he was the difference. You shut him down in that game, we continue to we stay on top.
Talk about the dunk at the end. What was that for?
I was mad.
He was pissed off. He was pissed off, man. Like, the kid got a lot of heart, man. You know, people don't know it, but he got a lot of heart, and he want to win. You know, So when they was down and it got to the point where he just knew they probably weren't gonna win that game, he was just pissed off, man. He was like, I'm finna put one on somebody. Yeah, it kind of surprised me because we were just sitting there like, oh man. We was just thinking about, okay, all right, so what we got next? You know, what we got next? And then all of, you know, as far as with the playoffs and where we gonna be at, that's what everybody thinking about. And then out of nowhere, he come boom.
Yeah, I feel like my kids competitors, right? I think we definitely wanted to win, and we weren't happy about the loss. And not to get them up, just saying East Coweta hadn't been the runner-up in the region in 50 years. And the region now, as opposed to the region then, is a whole lot different. You know, in particular of who we play up and who we're up against. So I think I had to get the kids up and let them know what we accomplished was outstanding, and we got another tournament to take care of.
Oh, it was a good whipping. You know, like you say, your mama give you a good butt whipping. It was a good whipping for them. You know, I think they learned a lot from it. You know, so they knew what they had to get better from the line. They had to make more points from the line, and they needed to box out. I think they learned a lot from their mistakes from that game. So overall, it was a good lesson for them, you know.
I feel like we could have won that, but we right where we need to be because Pembroke, they like a top team in the state and in the country too.
It was a must win for more history, but we had already set history by beating McEachern's and getting a home playoff game, state playoff game. So
it's just like extra credit?
Yeah, extra credit.
I was mad, I was down, I was in my head, but at the same time, I was like, we right where we need to be because we close to the number 2 team in the state. So we right where we need to be for a state championship run. I felt like it wasn't a bad loss, it was a good loss. So I felt like we needed that loss to go into the game. First home game versus South Gwinnett at home.
Hey, it was exciting, man. You know, I was excited. I was excited for them. So I think they knew, they kind of felt like they had a little edge a little bit, and they wasn't gonna let them come to their home gym and win, beat them at that, you know. So I think they prepared for it and they was ready to fight, you know.
Man, it was, oh my goodness, man. The playoff, the region semifinal game against McEachern, and as well as that game, to win that game at home, were 2 of the best feelings I've had in my career, right? Just for those kids and how hard we work. And we're literally in the gym all night, you know, because we have to outwork our opponents because we play against a lot of top talent kids. So, man, it was a feeling, like I said, that lasts a lifetime. I think I said that before. Just to get those experiences for those kids and those kids to have that for something to just kind of to lay on their resume or to lay in their minds as a memory that'll be there.
I was very happy about it. You know, being an EC alumni, it was big. It was a big deal, and to know that JK, you know, my son was a part of that, it felt good. It felt really good, and I know it was a great feeling for them. They were all excited. I know a great feeling for Maxwell, just for everybody at that school, coaches, AD, everyone.
South Gwinnett, and the mentality, it was different. Like, it's the first home game. The crowd was crazy. My family came out. Our family came out. I knew we was about to do something great.
That's the game I was a little nervous. Like, I was a little nervous because, like, we could make history right here.
pressured because we hosting playoff game at EC, and if we lose, like, that'd be bad. But after that, after we got in the game, we started playing, I was like, yeah, we got this. We gonna win, make history. They were good. Like, they weren't just gonna let us beat them. Like, they came to play.
Yeah, they was physical, they was real scrappy. They weren't finna go down without no fight. They was matching bucket for bucket. Even if we was playing good defense, it was still going in, so they was ready for sure.
They look like a third seed team.
Nah, they look like they knew what they was doing.
South Gwinnett was 15-0 before they lost their first game. Top 5 team in the state also. And also they 7-8 in the same region with Grayson and Newton. You take them out that region, they'll win 6 out of the 8 regions in the state. So, I mean, that game went down to the wire, too, to the last 4 to 5 minutes. They're just relentless in how they come at you, and they just don't stop. And they got a lot of players that plays hard, and they're very deep. They're very deep in regards to their guards, right? So that poses a threat that you don't necessarily have to deal with a lot.
Yeah, they played well. Like, it was a couple of times you was like, I don't know, it could go either way. You know, they played well. They had a couple of athletes. They had a couple of guys who could knock down the 3-ball. You know what I mean? A couple guys that were shot blockers. So they played, you know. They played.
They were very physical. All of them crashed the rebounds. They boxed out. They got steals. They played defense. They attacked the rim. So, yeah, they were very physical.
Relentless. They come at you all game. I think the end of the third quarter, we were up 6 or 8, and they forced 3 or 4 turnovers to get within 2. In like the last minute or 2, relentless, they don't stop.
That game, I pretty much did the dirty work, blocking shots. I had like 8 blocks. I had like 14 rebounds, and I scored pretty well too that game. So yeah, I did everything that game.
He did well. You know, I'll say quiet. You know what I mean? I said quiet. He had a quiet game. You know, you can feel his presence there, but he wasn't trying to make a whole lot of noise. Like just playing defense, just role playing. You know, That'd be my thing with him. Sometimes it'd be the little things that he do on the court. You know what I mean? He ain't got to score all the points and do nothing too big, but you gonna know he's there, and you gonna know if he ain't there. You'll know that fast if he ain't on the floor.
It was a lot of whole mixed emotions because I knew we could have done better in placing in a region tournament. So I was just going there. I was like, okay, there's nothing we can do, but we can still win this. Like, we can still win. Going in, I was just, we got to be ready to play. We got to prepare for this game because it's not going to be easy. I wasn't thinking it was going to be easy at all.
As a 4th seed, I think you're playing against, what, number 1 or number 2 or one of them. So they knew, you know, they had to really fight.
Kind of have a little doubt, like, okay, we're going against the number 1 seed?
Nope, never. Because how I feel, I've never felt like the team was better than us. The talent we have, we got Mya, we got Ty, we have Tiana, me, Layla, Kinsley. We have so much talent on our team, and I just never thought anybody could beat us unless we was just messing up in the game and beating our own selves.
We have history together. Like, some of us been playing since we were in middle school. So it's like we should have better chemistry playing together. So I feel like nobody have that chemistry that we have.
The student section was different, you know. I guess they looked up our names, you know. Whoever had the ball, they would call out our names and say some stuff, but we didn't let that get to our heads, and we just kept playing.
I wasn't expecting, like, their student section, I wasn't expecting them to, like, know our names. So it was like, oh, they know my names. I was like, dang. And then it was, like, loud. It was over the top. Like, they'll be over the rails, pointing at you, oh, you suck. Number 11, you can't score. You suck. You sorry. So it was just a lot of disrespectful talk.
Lit. They was just like, they was worse than Noonan, though.
You think they're worse than them?
Yeah, they was worse than Noonan. They was yelling our names while we was shooting free throws. Like, it was bad, but I loved it.
Noonan didn't know us, so it's like, it was more like a friendly disrespectful. But Brookwood, they don't know who we were, so it was more like they don't care. So it was like, oh, we gonna get in their head. Like, Noonan, it was like more of a funny situation, but Brookwood, they was like more disrespectful.
That game, I was off. Like, we were all off. I don't know if we were just nervous or what, but we kept trying to put up shots and just weren't falling, and our free throws, and we kept fouling a lot.
How we started off great. Rebounding was great. our shots just wasn't falling. I feel like what really pulled away from that game was we let them get a lead, and I feel like if we didn't let them get a lead, we would have won. I feel like the bigger lead they got, the more in our heads that we got. So it was like our shots wasn't falling. So it's like, what can we do?
Before the game, we was watching film and stuff on them. In Brookwood, they're a good team, but like I said, I just don't feel like I wasn't ready personally to be done playing. Like, I was not ready. So I knew I was gonna do whatever I needed to do so we could win. But but really we just, I don't know. I felt like we was playing so nervous because we all had that thought, like, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to be the one to be the reason why we lose. So I don't know. It's just.
So when our shots wasn't falling, I feel like everybody just got down, but we couldn't. We didn't have time to do that. So we picked it back up, and I feel like Aaliyah, she did a great job of keeping our head in the game. Like, she was like, at halftime, she gave us a good talk, and we had to go in the game and win. Like, because we did not want to lose. We had such we want to get a ring. She had a really good game that game. She really kept us in that game, and then we tied the game fourth quarter, and I didn't know we had that much time left to even score. I thought it was when they was up by 4, I thought we had a minute, but we really had 3. So it was just it was intense.
We had so much time left in the game, and I heard our coach yell something, but it wasn't. I thought she said foul, but she didn't say that. So I fouled the girl, and that's what really got it started. That was my 4th foul when I fouled the girl, which I didn't have to because we had 3 minutes left. It was so dumb. I wasn't even. But I thought she said foul, but we just kept getting the wrong person on the free throw line. We kept fouling number 20, and she made every single free throw.
When Aaliyah fouled out, I felt like we still had a chance because we still had Taya and we still had our post in Tiana. But I knew Aaliyah was hurt. She didn't want to go out. She still had some fight in her. But I think we still had a chance. We just had to keep pushing and score.
I was like, dang, we just lost a really big asset to the team. And it's she was having a really good game. So it's when someone when they foul out, it's dang, and then we had a minute and it was down 9 or 10. So it's it was just devastating for her to foul out.
I'm not gonna say I felt like it was lost, but we needed her. We definitely needed her. Leah she was the one doing most of the scoring. She was, you know, on fire that game. We definitely needed her. So her fouling out, it did hurt us.
You get your final foul and you foul out. Like, what's going through your head?
Heart was just shattered. Cause I knew they could still do it, but I didn't know we had that much time left. It was like a minute and 35 or something left when I fouled out, and we was down by, I want to say 9, or no, we was down by 10 because Ty hit a 3 right after I fouled out. Cause I had went over and I just started crying because I thought the game was just over with.
Brookville girls will move on to play the women's Feature Ridge Southside Flag game. Thank you everyone for your attendance tonight.
They were playing pretty good for that team to be, you know, the #1 seed. It wasn't a big blowout. It was a good game. They were, you know, they were playing good. It was just, I think it was some free throws missed. Some of them were off. Mya definitely being one. She was off. Like,
y'all end up losing that game. What was your coach telling y'all after the game?
Basically, she was saying like we had a good performance this season, and that we need to keep our head up, and that we're not done because we know we got college and that we still have a chance, you know.
I hate I didn't make that game, man. I was working, you know, as you see, I'm always. So I was really hoping. I thought they had a shot to advance into the next round, but she was devastated, man. You know, it was her last game, you know. So yeah, I think she took it pretty hard.
We were hurt. It didn't really hit me like then, cause you know, I don't know, but you know, everybody was crying. It didn't really hit me till a little bit after. And I was like, dang, it's our last game, you know. There's no going back. It's on to college now.
I was hurt. I'm still hurt about it. Like, we supposed to be playing today. Today the state championship game. And it was just, I don't know. It was heartbreaking.
After the game, my mindset, it was a lot of tears. I was just upset. I just played my last high school game. And I didn't go as far as I wanted to go. And it was just a whole lot of sad emotions, like my last time playing with this team. And I've been playing with them for forever. Like, I started basketball playing with most of the people on the team. And it's like, it's sad that you gotta move. Like, I wouldn't say like it's sad, but it was a lot of, like, it was happy emotions that we all finna go our separate ways and play, but it was like sad because it's my last time playing with them. And because I know a lot of us are gonna go far. Most of us are gonna go far. And I just feel like it was just upsetting for that to be our last game together.
she cried. She was hurt. It really hurt her. She cried a lot. It really hurt, you know, all of them. That was it. That was the end of it. And I think, you know, when you lose by only a few points, everything you think about the missed free throws or the missed layups or what you could have did to get those few points that you needed. So I always feel like a close loss, you know, it hurts worse than you being blew out. So it hurt them worse.
You're looking live at North Gwinnett High School in Swanee, Georgia. Tonight's matchup is the East Coweta Indians versus the North Gwinnett Bulldogs. I'm Todd.
I felt like this was the
Alongside
perfect time for get back on North Gwinnett from 2 years ago when I was in 10th grade.
North Gwinnett, my 10th grade year, we lost to them in double overtime. So my expectations, I wanted to get back. I was burning on the inside because I knew that it was that time to go, and I wanted them.
East Coweta going to the factory and bringing out the alternates. They go in all gold, tops, gold bottoms, and they've got scripted purple numbers and lettering. The second round is underway. Win or go home.
I was young, so I was making a lot of simple mistakes when I was young. Turning the ball over, missing layups, little stuff like that.
66-65, 20 seconds. Cameron now trying to get the instructions. Youngblood lost it. They go to the floor. Jump ball. North Gwinnett basketball.
I think I was handing it off to CY. I don't know if I handed it off wrong or he just didn't grab it or something, or somebody came and poked it, but it was handoff.
He gives it over. They don't give a foul with 5, with 4, with 3, with 2. He threw it up in the air. That's very smart. Ball game. North Gwinnett advances. East Coweta. Season complete.
Do you feel like you're kind of at fault for the loss in the 10th grade?
Nah, I was only in the 10th grade. I ain't really care.
Oh yeah, it was personal. It was personal, and they got one of the worst student sections in the world. Like, it ain't like fun, and like Noonan High, you know, them kids, they mess with each other. They student section, I feel, is just disrespectful. You know what I mean?
North Gwinnett student section, man, you're talking about somewhere between 400 and 500 kids. So their student section is wild. Man, they have information on every player. They have personal information on every coach, right? So if you're listening to them, they can get to you. I don't hear them, but it's always a lot of fun going to North Gwinnett. And it seems like that's our journey to the state playoffs, right, to get to that Final Four. So we know we're going to have to go through North Gwinnett, so we'll be prepared the next time, which will be next season.
North Gwinnett student section have always been like, if you're not in the right place, then they gonna keep you out of that place. Like, they gonna make sure they get in your head, and it don't matter what they say to you or anything. It don't matter.
Their environment, they got a pretty nice fan base. They can get to you a little bit, but you just gotta block them out. They're very loud.
Like I mentioned earlier, the Noonan crowd, if we could play in that, we could play in anything. So the crowd at North Gwinnett, I knew I was gonna tune them out and just focus what's going on the court and my team.
This should be a heated matchup, a great matchup. East Coweta made that long trip up 85 to come all the way up here to North Gwinnett County so they can go and get a little bit of revenge. I think revenge is on the mind. I think 2 years ago here on SUV TV, you can check the archives, we had one of the greatest matchups ever on SUV TV.
I feel like they were very nervous, you know, when you're in the playoffs and you get to the point you got to play the same team you played 2 years ago and you lost to. Yeah, it does make you nervous. So I feel like they were nervous. And, you know, when I got to that game, I know on the way to the game, Mya and my husband, they were, you know, just talking about the student session, because when they played them 2 years ago, I wasn't at that game, and they was just like, their student session is just different. You know, it's unbelievable. So when I got there and saw their student session, I was like, oh my God. So that just made it worse.
Yeah, I was only nervous because, like, it's second round, Sweet 16, not many people be here. So that's the only reason I was really nervous, but I wasn't really nervous about playing them. I ain't scared of nobody.
The bucket's good for Julian Walker. Three-point goal, Northwest.
I feel I came out trying to get my team involved, really, but my performance, I didn't really turn on scoring until like the second half.
We got down, man. North Gwinnett, again, like I told you, our weaknesses zones. We don't see it enough. We prepared for it, but we weren't playing defensively like we should. And again, after halftime, we came out like gangbusters, and it kind of mocked the Noonan game.
I think they played well, man, to be honest. I think that I never before really just felt like referees got paid off and all that stuff, you know what I mean? But, I mean, you have to go back and watch that game, man. It was terrible play calling. Like, we couldn't get no fouls on our end. And then you got kids 6'8", 6'7", they driving to the lane, barely getting touched, and they getting fouled, you know. But they was when they got to the line, they was hitting their free throws, you know. And the calls we did get, we weren't able to hit our free throws. But they missed 10, 15 calls. You know, had we got those calls and put the right kids on the line, then we could have knocked down some of them free throws. I mean, terrible calling by the refs, man. I mean, I never forget it.
Third quarter, late third quarter, they got on a major run, and I was like, man, how we gonna come back from this? How we gonna come back from this?
Well, about third quarter, they were pulling away, you know. I think they were probably down by 20 or something like that, you know. So I kind of got up. I got up from my seat, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay. So I kind of got up and went to the top. I was like, all right, this could be the last one, man. But I was thinking to myself, I was still praying for them, you know. I was saying, man, we can get a run. We still got time. So I never gave up on them. You know, so I kind of just went to myself. You know, I didn't want to hear nothing from nobody around me, so I kind of got to myself and wanted to get some positive energy for the kids.
Cameron with the basketball. Got it over there to Moss. There's a shot from the corner, good.
Cameron knocks down his second three.
Yeah, calling for it. There's a pass from Karlberg that was tipped and intercepted, coming coast to coast with off the glasses. Good for Cameron. Joshua Cameron makes it a 9-point game, 3 and 35. Left side with it. Cameron just got it over to Moss. Moss got it down low to Adams. Adams spinning and turning. He'll get it back out. Cameron will dribble, drive up and good. He'll come with a press now. Svenner, oh, nice move there. Now good defensive play there by Adams. They get another turnover. Here they come up with it. Cameron going to the basket. Got it over there to Del Rico Gillespie, and all of a sudden a 7-point game. Their defense is turning into offense.
we fought back hard. So yeah, like fourth quarter, they got hot again, started shooting threes, and the time was ticking in my head. And it was like 3 minutes to go, and I'm like, I don't think we can pull it off. But I still fought, like to the end, to the buzz.
I was like, I can't get put out in North Gwinnett again after what I felt my 10th grade year. As the clock was ticking down, it was like I heard every second of it in my head. I was like, damn, it's about to be over with my boys. Like this could be my last game playing with them for 4 years.
Foul charge to East Coweta.
When did you realize, like, damn, this could be my last high school game?
When I got subbed out. Right when I got subbed out, like, I'm gonna cry. And so I went on the bench, I just started crying.
Have you ever cried over basketball before?
Oh yeah, when we won against McKeachern, I cried in the locker room.
Oh God, like a
Yeah.
bad baby, bro. Oh God, I don't understand how people be crying.
When the clock started going down, I was like, this is really my last high school game. I'd never ever be at this point ever. And it was time for college.
Oh man, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking, you know, because I know, like you said, he's when it comes to here later, you know, I think it was just a goal for him to make it to the finals, you know, to the state playoff. He wanted it so bad, like he worked so hard for it, and he gave it all he had, you know. He gave it all he had, man. So to watch that performance and to see him come off of that court for the last time, it was surreal. You know, it was a moment for me. I kind of was just, you know, like, wow, this is it. You know, you think about it, you know, you've been running with your kid ever since he was 6 and 7 years old, and training and preparing for certain moments, you know, in his basketball career. And then you get down to that last game, and then he fouled out, you know what I mean? He just gave all he had, man. So I was real proud of him, you know. But I think he was kind of heartbroken, but I was proud of the effort that he gave, you know.
He was hurt. He was hurt. He was very hurt because as a parent and to watch it, it was kind of hard because I feel like they were cheated. They didn't really get fouls like they should have. So that hurt them a lot. That team really just scored most of their points from the free throw line because they were getting fouls called on them more than anything. And then it hurt them because East Coweta they missed a lot of free throws. And so once again, when you lose by 10 or 7 points or whatever, you think about all that. It wasn't a blowout, so they could have won if they had made their free throws, because that's really what hurt them more than anything. The boys, they just wasn't making their free throws, so that hurt.
It was disappointing, very disappointing. A lot of crying and you know, for it to be over. We weren't prepared for it to be over, and the kids weren't prepared for it to be over either.
Looking back at the season as a whole, what is one good takeaway you could take away from the season?
Never give up. this team never gave up. We went through a lot. We added two additions in Delrico and Brian last year, as well as we had an Answer Adams. So we added kids, and these kids need work to make sure we combine, and we worked as one. They never gave up. So I could attribute to this team, they never gave up.
I think this was the best season that we've had, just because, you know, we was all seniors and we all wanted to go far. So we learned a lot. The year prior, 11th grade, we had a lot of just other stuff going on. Like, you know, we girls, so we be having just pointless drama. But this year we really came together, and this was the year. I just knew this was the year. I knew we was gonna win. But
some good things I can say about the season: we had a lot of laughs. I think one of the biggest things about the season was we beat Campbell, and we haven't done that in a while. Like, we haven't beat Campbell since I can remember. Like, my 9th grade year, we didn't beat them. 10th grade year, we didn't beat them. Last year, we didn't beat them. So I think that was a pretty good, happy game when we beat Campbell for the first time. We had a lot of good things about the season. Like, we just all came together as a team. I feel like this year was the closest the team has ever been. We're bonded together, and it's gonna be hard to find another bond.
We just had fun. You know, we had a lot of ups and downs, but we always talked about it and got through. Our chemistry has really gotten a lot better since our freshman year. We knew how to play well. Our coaches, they were fun. They got us where we needed to be. You know, they told it to us straight. You know, so yeah.
How the coaches push you, and how like the team is just like family. Like, we may fight, but we like the next day we'll be just laughing with each other.
The main thing I like was the coaches we had. They teach us about life, like not just about basketball. They teach us basketball, but on the level where you can incorporate that into life. So they were teaching life lessons. Coach Maxwell, as many times I was down or mad about something, he always picked me up, and he was like, life ain't gonna be easy.
Felt good about the season. We ended up number 7 in the state at the end of the season. We were second in our, we finished second seed in our region, which is a tough region. Got Pebblebrook, McEachern, very tough teams in the state. So yeah, I felt good.
It's just been the joy of my life, just watching them two grow from little bitty kids playing in the backyard to, you know, playing on one of the highest levels in high schools. You know, both of them setting some career-breaking records for themselves. You know, with Mya doing her 1,000 points, JK being a part of history with East Coweta. Like, you know, it's been a ride. You know, I love both of them. I just can't wait to see what the future holds for both of them.
It's a wonderful feeling. Sometimes it's just like, is this real? Like, never imagined they both would end up with, you know, 4 rides, both HBCUs, both Alabama, like, just never imagined. And that's the one thing that we've always talked about, having 2 seniors graduating at the same time.
My expectations for Mya, she's gonna do great at Mya's college. I feel like that's a great fit for her. Like, staying purple and gold, I feel like Mya's gonna extend, like, she's gonna exceed. Mya, I'm so proud of you, and I love you, and I can't wait to see you do big things in the future.
Mya gonna do good wherever she go though, cause she that type of player. She not really. It don't matter where she's at, she's gonna play. Like, she's just gonna do what she do. So I'm proud of you, Mya. Can't wait to see how far you go.
JK will be an all-swag basketball player as he goes through his career. The quicker he realizes, you know, the speed of the game and, you know, how to make great decisions on the college level, the quicker his game is going to shine through. There's no doubt about it. I know what kind of game he has, and I played in the SWAC, so I know what kind of game shines, what kind of game will be productive in the SWAC. And I think, you know, that's a perfect match made in heaven. I would say, man, JK Cameron, man, is one player that it's not easy to replace. We're going to miss him a whole lot, as well as these seniors. But JK is one that, man, you can just sometimes make a coach look better than we actually are. We can call plays, but then when the play breaks down, JK can always make our plays look good. So he's a player that, you know, I probably won't see probably for another 3 or 4 years. So it's a player that I'm definitely going to miss, not only as a player, but as a person also.
My expectations for him is just not to get caught up in the outside world or what people think of him. Just do what you do best and always know that it's some supporters behind you looking up to you. To the young ones, to the older ones, like we all looking up to you. We expecting you to do what you do best.
Just work hard, keep working on your game. Don't let the outside get to you. Wait your turn. Embrace everything when you get there.
It goes back to how it was as that 8th grader going into 9th grade. You got to start all over. You got to rebuild bonds. You got to work very hard to earn your position, to earn your playing time. So it starts all over now. So my expectations are just to go work hard.
What is your expectations for yourself?
Change the culture, you know, like, be a better version of me.
I just gotta work hard, and you know, I know that a lot of players are way better than me, and I'm just gonna have to keep up with them and keep pushing and create a bond with all of them.